You find Trollis and Legol filling one of the graves. Trollis is in shock. Had she not come to the village, everyone might still be alive. They made their choice. We bear no responsibility for their fate, Legol says, trying to comfort her. Silence hangs in the air. They break ground on a fresh grave. You leave them be. Polka gazes at the Shrine of Light, where the guru lived with her family. You ask Polka if perhaps it was better this way. He shakes his head and says there are many things in this world he does not understand. As you leave, you hear him speaking softly to himself. Though closure yet escapes you, the graves have been dug. The party agrees it is time to sleep, or at least to try. The village is all too quiet as your party rouses from slumber. Everyone sets about preparing to pass through the cave leading to the Endwall. Glancing over in the direction of the shout, you see the roving merchant waving his whole arm at you. Trollis was able to make a full recovery thanks to the info he passed on. You acknowledge him with a slight nod, deciding to stop by the market later so you can properly express your gratitude. The merchant sees that Trollis has recovered and lets out a sigh of relief. He asks after the apothecary with curative-making prowess. It seems he wishes to replenish his stock. Alas, the apothecary is... You tell him of the tragedy that transpired in the Village of Light. The man falls silent for a time. I should like to set off some fireworks then, in honor of the dead. The fireworks are only briefly visible in the bright light of day. You can't help but think they would be prettier if this place ever experienced nighttime. Your thoughts then turn to the departed villagers. Have you captured an orc child? The merchant asks. Remember, it must be 2 stars or above. After you summon the beast, the merchant calls over the blacksmith. The smithy looks at the orc child's weapon from every angle, all the while muttering, "I see, I see." Apparently, he's been developing a hammer that even children could use in self-defense, and wanted to use the orc child's weapon as reference. "Allow me to thank you on behalf of the smithy," the merchant says. "I oversee the entire roving market, and as such, it is my duty to reward you." "I may ask for your help again in the near future," he says with a smile. "Until then." Ah, perfect timing, the merchant says. I was hoping you'd catch me a venom slime. 2 stars or above, as usual. He then procures a picture and shows it to you. It looks like this. Apparently, its beautiful purple body has earned it the name Jewel of the Wasteland. You make note of the information and bid the man farewell. Have you found a venom slime? The merchant asks. Remember, I need one that's 2 stars or above. The merchant looks at the summoned monster closely, then says he would like to take a bit of its outer layer. And then, after scraping off a bit of its slime, he tells you that he plans to use it in a medicine. The more vivid the color, the higher the price he can sell it for. If I can successfully cultivate this, then, he murmurs, trailing off with a grin. After a moment, he clears his throat, then thanks you. I may ask for your help again in the near future, he says with a smile. Until then. Hello there, the merchant greets. I have another request for you. Could you capture me a gargoyle? As always, it must be 2 stars or above. He then procures gargoyles are said to inhabit old buildings such as religious ruins. They are dangerous monsters that pretend to be sculptures, only to... You make note of the information and bid the man farewell. The merchant's eyes light up as you approach. So, he asks eagerly, have you found a 2-star gargoyle? After you summon the monster, the merchant calls the innkeeper over to have a look at the beast. She then places a large sack on the ground and asks if you can have the gargoyle stand on top of it. Once it's on top, you hear countless cracking noises coming from inside the bag. "What a helpful creature," she remarks with a smile. "It cracked open all these nuts in one go." "Thank you for your help. I can't imagine it's easy preparing snacks for all our guests," the merchant says, then hands you your reward. "I may ask for your help again in the near future," he says with a smile. "Until then." "You there," the merchant says. "Fetch me an ice tortoise, 3 stars or above, and make it snappy." He then procures a picture and shows it to you. It looks like this. It sounds like he wants an even stronger monster than before. He tells you that it nests in cold areas, then all but shoos you away. You make note of the information and bid the man farewell. The guru mentioned there would be a cave leading to the Endwall in this area. The party takes a look around. Polka takes notice of a crack in the snow and ice. Upon closer examination, you realize it must be the cave entrance. It's been almost entirely snowed in. If you can just clear the snow away, you should be able to pass inside. The flame primal appears before you and melts the snow blocking the entrance in an instant. You have to admit you're getting quite good at controlling these primals. In fact, you might be able to control the flame primal well enough to keep everyone warm in the harsh climes ahead. In the distance, you see a massive cliff looming over the vast expanse of thick snow before you. That must be the Endwall, Ligol says gravely. Warmed by the flame primal, the party sets off in the direction of the massive sheet of ice. The sand skiff slows to a crawl. Actually, nope. It's stopped entirely. You peer down at the wheels to find them completely packed with snow. You won't get across the snow in the sand skiff like this. Before you can even get the words out, Polka is muttering to himself and drawing up blueprints. His Sand Skiff Mark II plans, he announces, will require planks, or something plank-like. 2 long, thin planks of metal, to be precise, he says, giving you an idea. You raise the card containing the steel primal high into the air. Now, with your primal wrangling powers coming into their own, you think you might be able to get the steel primal to help you. You summon it and manage to make it craft 2 long, skinny metal plates. Though it's not yet effortless, your control over the primals feels more responsive than ever. You hand the plates to a gleeful Polka, who immediately attaches them to the sand skiff. Thanks to Polka's efforts, the sand skiff can now travel across snow. Battle time. You spot a number of small but mighty flowers poking up through the snow. The mere sight of them fills you all with hope. The bizarre rock transformed into a treasure rock. Sometimes you get lucky.